Hey everyone, Lennis here, and if you're watching this, you're probably on the hunt for a new gaming laptop. Let's be real, picking the right gaming laptop can be like trying to navigate a maze blindfolded. There's a ton of options out there, each with their own quirks and features, and it's easy to get lost in a sea of specs and marketing jargon. But fear not, we're here to arm you with the knowledge you need to make a smart decision. Whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore enthusiast, we've got you covered. We're breaking down the top 10 things you need to consider before you pull out your wallet. We're talking CPUs, GPUs, RAM, storage, display, portability, and everything in between. We'll give you the lowdown on what really matters and what's just marketing fluff. By the end of this video, you'll be a gaming laptop pro, ready to pick the perfect machine for your needs and budget. So grab your notebooks and let's dive in. First things first, before you even start browsing, you gotta figure out what kind of gamer you are. Are you all about the latest 8AA titles with all the graphical bells and whistles? Or are you more of an indie game aficionado? Do you need something that can handle demanding esports titles with high refresh rates and low latency? Or are you looking for a more versatile machine that can also handle schoolwork or creative tasks? Knowing the types of games you'll be playing and the level of performance you need will narrow down your options significantly, trust me. There's no point in shelling out for a top-of-the-line beast if you're only going to be playing Stardew Valley. And similarly, a budget laptop won't cut it if you're trying to run Cyberpunk 2077 on ultra settings. Once you have a handle on your gaming needs, it's time to start looking at brands. Now, I'm not saying you should judge a book by its cover, but in the world of gaming laptops, brand reputation can be a pretty good indicator of quality and performance. You've got your big players like Asus ROG, MSI, Razer, Alienware, and Gigabyte, each known for their own strengths and weaknesses. Some brands are known for their sleek designs and premium build quality, while others focus on raw performance and value for money. Do your research, read reviews, and see what other gamers are saying about their experiences with different brands. Don't be afraid to ask around in forums or online communities to get some real-world insights. Now let's talk screens, because let's face it, that's what you'll be glued to for hours on end. When it comes to gaming laptops, size does matter, but it's all about finding the sweet spot between immersion and portability. Do you want a massive 17-inch display for a truly cinematic experience? Or do you prioritize portability and opt for something smaller and lighter, like a 15-inch model? Consider your typical gaming environment and how much desk space you have available. And don't forget about resolution. 1080p is still the standard for most gaming laptops, offering a good balance between visual fidelity and performance. But if you're after the sharpest visuals and have the hardware to back it up, 1440p or even 4K displays are becoming increasingly common. Speaking of portability, let's talk about the elephant in the room: weight. Gaming laptops are notorious for being hefty beasts, but thankfully, manufacturers are starting to prioritize slimmer and lighter designs without compromising too much on performance. Think about how often you'll be carrying your laptop around. Will you be using it primarily at home, or do you need something you can easily take to LAN parties or on the go? Remember, a heavier laptop might mean sacrificing portability, while an ultra-light model might skimp on battery life or thermal performance. It's all about finding the right balance for your needs. Now let's talk about the thing that makes everyone cringe: the price tag. Gaming laptops can range from surprisingly affordable to eye-wateringly expensive, so it's important to set a budget before you start browsing. Once you know how much you're willing to spend, you can start comparing features and specs to find the best value for your money. Don't be swayed by fancy marketing terms or unnecessary bells and whistles. Focus on the core components that will have the biggest impact on your gaming experience: the processor, graphics card, RAM, and storage. A good rule of thumb is to prioritize these components over aesthetics or extra features. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of specs, starting with the heart of the beast, the processor or CPU. This is the brain of your laptop, responsible for handling all the complex calculations that make your games run smoothly. For gaming, you'll want to look for a CPU with a high clock speed and multiple cores. Intel and AMD are the two main players in the CPU game, with their respective core i5, i7, and i9 processors, and Ryzen 5, 7, and 9 Higher numbers generally mean better performance, but it's important to compare benchmarks and real-world tests to see how different CPUs stack up against each other. Next up, we've got the muscle of your gaming rig, the graphics card or GPU. This is the component that renders all the stunning visuals and effects that make your games come to life. NVIDIA and AMD are the two main contenders in the GPU arena, with their GeForce RTX and Radeon RX series cards respectively. Similar to CPUs, higher numbered models generally offer better performance. Pay attention to the amount of VRM or video memory the GPU has, as this will affect its ability to handle high-resolution textures and demanding graphical settings. Now let's talk memory. RAM, or random access memory, is like your laptop's short-term memory, storing data that the CPU needs to access quickly. More RAM means smoother multitasking and less lag when switching between applications or loading game assets. For gaming, 16 GB of RAM is considered the sweet spot, but 32 GB is becoming increasingly common for high-end machines. Storage is where your games, files, and operating system reside. SSDs, or solid-state drives, are significantly faster than traditional HDDs or hard disk drives, resulting in faster boot times, quicker loading screens, and overall snappier performance. Let's be real, gaming laptops aren't exactly known for their stellar battery life. In fact, most gaming laptops will struggle to stay alive for more than a couple of hours on a single charge, especially if you're pushing them to their limits. However, if you plan on using your laptop on the go or don't want to be tethered to an outlet all the time, battery life is definitely something to consider. Look for laptops with larger battery capacities and power-efficient components. You can also adjust your laptop's power settings and reduce screen brightness to conserve battery life when needed. Finally, let's talk about some of the extra features that can enhance your gaming experience. The keyboard is your primary weapon of choice, so you want something that feels responsive, comfortable, and durable. Look for keyboards with customizable RGB backlighting, anti-ghosting technology to prevent missed keystrokes, and good key travel for a satisfying typing experience. Sound quality is another important factor to consider, especially if you don't always use headphones. Look for laptops with front-firing speakers and enhanced audio technologies like Dolby Atmos or DTS:X for a more immersive gaming experience. So there you have it, folks. Our top 10 tips to help you navigate the exciting, yet sometimes overwhelming world of gaming laptops. Remember, the perfect gaming laptop is the one that best suits your individual needs and budget. Don't be afraid to do your research, read reviews, and compare specs before making your final decision. And most importantly, have fun with it. Gaming is all about immersing yourself in new worlds and experiences, and having the right laptop can make all the difference. Happy gaming!